All right, we've been talking about groundhogs this week and saying that groundhogs hibernate, right? But other animals hibernate too. So we're gonna use your green little book. This piece of paper I think is inside here. So we'll use those, but first we'll read our story. Why do animals hibernate? All right, it gets cold outside in the winter. Some animals grow a thick coat to stay warm. Some animals go to sleep for the whole winter. This is called hibernation. Bears hibernate all winter. They don't wake up for months. Bears hibernate to stay out of the cold. Bears sleep in a warm place called a den. You can call it a den, a cave, a lair. Bears eat a lot during the summer and fall. They don't get hungry when they sleep, so they eat so much. So they build up their bodies so when they're hibernating, they don't get hungry. Chipmunks hibernate too. They hibernate to stay out of the cold. Chipmunks dig holes under the ground, and these are called burrows. Our book that we're going to make has a bear and a little chipmunk. Chipmunks gather food during the summer, and they save the food in their burrows. Sometimes when the chipmunks wake up, they nibble on some of their snacks that they saved when they're hibernating. Bats hibernate, and they sleep upside down. Some do it for the whole winter. They hibernate because it's hard to find food in the winter, so they sleep. Bats sleep with other bats when they hibernate. Bats hibernate in caves, and they keep each other warm, so they sleep very close together. Frogs hibernate too. You know where they sleep? In the mud. The mud keeps them safe until the spring. Oh my. Hibernating keeps animals warm and safe. It would be fun to sleep all winter. Some people think it would be. Some people do not think it would be. A lot of other animals hibernate too. Do you know what they are? So we've got the bear hibernates in a den, the chipmunk in a burrow, the bat in a cave, the frog in the mud. Our paper today does not have a bat on it. We have a bear, a frog, and a chipmunk. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna work on our little piece of paper here. And I'm gonna use my crayons. My brown is broken. It's just like floating down in the bottom of my cup here. I gotta keep it somewhere else. So first I'm gonna make my bear brown. And I'm also gonna make my chipmunk brown. I'm not gonna make my frog brown, I'm gonna make my frog green. So press pause if you need to finish, because I'm gonna move on to cutting. Except my scissors are not close to me. Okay, so press pause if you need to finish coloring. And I'm gonna cut on these dotted lines around each of my animals. I'm gonna put them to the side so I don't lose them. And when you're done cutting, make sure you put your trash in the trash can and not like on the floor or something, right? We don't put trash on the ground. All right, press pause if you need to finish cutting now. And we're gonna open up our book when you're ready. And the first page says at the top, Where does bear hibernate? And then at the bottom it says bear hibernates in a, and we have the word cave. So decide what color you want to do, and we're going to trace cave. C-A-V-E. Finish tracing cave, and when you're done, we're going to make a cave for the bear. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line at the bottom all the way across. Then I'm going to need to use my glue stick. So make sure you have a glue stick. I'm going to put the glue on the back of my bear, just a little bit, and I'm going to stick him at the bottom of my cave. I don't really have a cave yet, actually. I'm going to stick him on the ground there. Then I'm going to take my marker again, and I'm going to draw a cave around my bear. There he is inside. Now it's dark in my cave, right? So I'm going to use my black crayon, and I'm going to draw the darkness of my cave. I'm even going to go right up to my bear, that little white part that we didn't cut off of him, and I'm going to do that black too. So I want the whole thing inside my cave black. And what's going on outside of the cave? What's going on outside? Is it snowing? It is. So I'm going to take my blue, and I feel like everyone in TK is like a snowflake expert right about now. So I'm going to make sure that I draw all my snow falling around my bear. And my bear is nice and warm and snug in his cave, sleeping the winter away. All right, press pause if you need to finish your bear. I'm going to turn my page. Okay, so this one says, where does frog hibernate? Do you remember? The frog hibernates in the pond, in the mud, right? So it said frog hibernates at the bottom of the pond. So we're going to trace the word pond, P-O-N-D. I'm going to draw the bottom of the pond first, like this, right? I'm going to put my frog at the bottom of the pond like this. And my frog is in the mud. He's under the water in the mud. So I'm going to draw the top of my mud, and then I'm going to color all this mud in because he's in that mud under the water. So above him, we'll add the water. Even all around him, get all those white parts around him full of mud. Let's see. I'm going to add the top of my water, just like this. Look. See water lines? The line of the water. I'm going to color all my water in. So there's the pond, there's the water, and then there's the mud at the bottom, and that's where the frog is. Press pause if you need to finish. The next page says, where does chipmunk hibernate? Chipmunk hibernates in the ground. Decide what color you want to trace for ground. And ground is spelled G-R-O-U-N-D. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a line for the bottom of our ground. Then I'm going to go up a bit, and I'm going to draw a short line like this. I'm going to lift up my marker, scoot over a bit, and draw my next line like this. Okay? That's going to be the top of the ground. And I'm gonna put my chipmunk down here at the bottom. And I'm gonna draw with my marker again, his burrow around him. So from these openings, I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna go around. That's his burrow. That's where he is, nice and cozy in there. And his burrow is under the dirt. So I'm gonna use my brown again and make him under the dirt. And what's going on above him? It's snowing. There's some snow on the ground. And my snow again, falling from the sky. He's nice and warm. And if he does wake up, remember what we said? He has some nuts in there if he gets a little hungry. I don't think the bear wakes up when he's hibernating to eat. There we go. Press pause if you need to finish your chipmunk. We have one more page. This one's silly. It said, if you hibernated, where would you sleep? And then at the bottom it says, I would hibernate in a, and we're gonna write the word bed, right? Because that's where we sleep. So we want a B, E, and D. Spells the word bed. B, E, D. And then I'll show you how to draw a bed. We do a line, we do a shorter line over here, and we put a line across. So there's the bed. This is called the headboard. This is called the footboard, or the head and the foot of the bed. Decide what kind of pillow you want. Ooh, there's my pillow. I'm gonna draw my head on my bed, and I'm just gonna put my neck, because the rest of my body is gonna be under the covers. I'm gonna be sleeping. And then decide what kind of covers you want. Well, I'm having a green covers and I'm all snug and cozy in my bed. I look a little sad. Maybe I'm having a bad dream. Press pause if you need to finish your bed.